been proven by many.
Good evening.
晚上好, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you.
How do you feel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
I've no doubt. That is a...
To be completely honest with you, I'm also doing this for myself. If I'm destined to survive this epidemic, I need...
Do you still think?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but... how do I put it? Now I miss him more.
I know what you mean. And I think it...
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then...
How is the sanitary?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive.
What are you doing with your...
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood.
That's very charitable of you.
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go...
Giving out medicine.
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Why don't you...
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me.
Why stay here?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
How do you feel?
I don't feel...
You should recover quickly after taking...
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye.
It's a leech! Hit it! Christ! He's dead! We have to stop it! It ain't you! Die, Bernie! Stupid newborn!
bad things recently. I've almost... You're feeble!
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in. Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. Tell me. How do you see the world these days? Tell me, how do you see the world these
It's locked, all right.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God, I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about...
How is the sanitary situation?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night.
Why Why does your sister feel so guilty about...
Because she knows I'll never forgive.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
I found another page of the diary, Mr. Swanborough.
This diary is still not complete. The man who wrote it claims he is a member of some scholarly brotherhood called the St. Paul's Stole.
Really? I've heard of them. Very capable scientists. Perhaps the man who wrote this really found a cure.
I would need more pages to figure it out, but it's as promising as it is intriguing.
Here is another page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr.
What kind of gentleman pays What can I do?
You seem
Actually, I feel worse than usual.
Yes. I can give you a little...
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Swan.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? What can I do for...
Goodbye, Mr. Swan.
Tell me, how do you see the world these days? What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Bloody monster!
Good evening.
Surely.
How do you feel?
I needn't.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
Good evening.
As long as you have the money.
Loretta, why
I don't expect him to forgive me. All I can do is make amends for what I did.
by making him a crook and a criminal? What if somebody decides to make him pay for your scam?
Mason is totally capable of defending himself. Just leave.
I know how guilt feels between a brother and sister. Are you sure you're not trying to ease your own remorse?
Mason wants to be useful, can you understand that? And chemistry is his passion. And the Swanborough cordial gives him a purpose in life.
Loretta, your miraculous formula wouldn't even cure...
The Swanborough's cordial's secret ingredient is hope, Doctor. And it's something people around here really need.
A placebo effect is real and has benefit. But in your case, you could be murdering your customers who may die because they are not receiving the necessary medical attention.
Medical attention? In Whitechapel? Trust me, my cordial is the best option they have, since it is the only one.
If your true purpose was to help, you wouldn't take money from the poor for your snake oil.
Oh, but to pay for it is part of the process, Doctor. If it were free, they wouldn't believe in it.
How is
When people buy...
I'd like to see...
Good evening.
You look ill,
I'm perfectly fine, thanks to my miraculous elixir. You, on the other hand, look pale and tired, Doctor.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
It's locked, all right. More Braille. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough. A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing. Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan? I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir...
I know, Avery.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral. Right?
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her.
The police? What?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
Has she received appropriate...
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephew.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir. But you're
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Ava.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great...
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often.
Considering the recent tragedies in this family, I'd understand if you want to leave or decide to serve another house.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if they're before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
My home is here, and I have nowhere else to go. But this house will need some improvements if I move here.
That's good news. Whatever changes you have in mind, I'm sure we will find an arrangement that suits your mother also.
Goodbye.
Of course. Yes?
Do you need medic...
Thank you, but...
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I...
Of course.
Glasses. I feel like reading.
Mother. Good evening. I'm right here, Mother.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again.
Mary.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been...
Mother, do you know what...
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost?
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the...
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since...
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary?
It was just a bad dream.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
I lost my way. Somewhere between...
You should have told me, Johnny.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead.
But Mary really is dead.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I...
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is...
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you...
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son.
I wish I could stay here and take care of you. But I'm involved in some terrible things. And I don't want to...
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny.
Have I changed that much, Mother?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sad...
Are you working on a new...
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and...
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes...
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Do you need my...
I'm all right.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son.
I remember Sunday walks in the park.
Audrey, I'm not sure visiting Italy is a good idea this time.
Hello again.
Jonathan.
Father seems to have left me some documents. Some sort of...
No, Johnny. But your father always loved to write these little...
Could Father have conceived some sort of...
I really can't say, Johnny. Perhaps you should talk with Avery.
I remember now. He used to post me these riddles, as though they were sent by a mysterious games master.
Your father was always so proud.
I was proud too. How...
The important thing is that you remember it now.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son. Jonathan, my dear, bring me my glasses. I feel like reading.
Yes?
I found an old letter written by my father and addressed to me. Do you know anything about it, Avery?
Your father wanted me to give you this letter for your 35th birthday, but you left for the war, and the letter remained in his office until tonight.
I realize now you knew my father better than I did.
No, sir. Mr. Reed was not exactly forthcoming. Perhaps this letter will give you the information you...
Goodbye, Avery.
Of course...
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant.
Really?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frites that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
I may have a look. Good evening, Al.
I won't...
Do you realize you are ruining your family, Clarence? Don't you
Money isn't important. Not important when it is a matter of life and death. That is what my dear Venus cannot understand.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but if warning people is that important to you, why not choose a more efficient way?
Don't you think I tried? I knocked at every door, went to every bank, I even tried to be published. No, Jonathan. This is a one-man war.
People will laugh at you, if they don't already.
I understand my wife's embarrassment, but gossips don't kill.
You need some... There has been a fight here. I can see a blood trail. Left by one of the antagonists, perhaps? What a mess. Something terrible happened here. But what? I had almost forgotten I applied for a position at Pembroke. It was so long ago.
Steady, boy! Get them weapons ready! Bloody leech!
Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Wait for this! Filthy fucking beast! Die, beast! Killing's all you deserve! Yeah!
I cannot enter.
Lively! It's on to us!
Select!
That leech is fast!
It's locked. Good evening, Benjamin.
I'm afraid...
You don't seem...
No, thank you. You're...
How can
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough accordion.
Good evening, Mr. Sure. Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe?
Good evening.
Change.
Do you need any assistance?
It depends.
I am shocked that you would...
Forgive my suspicion.
Goodbye.
Put an end to you! Leech!
What news, Jonathan? I've heard you've now joined the vampire elite of London.
Did Elizabeth tell you?
So it's Elizabeth now. My.
Have you seen Lady Ash?
Yes, she popped in yesterday. Told me about your new friends in the West End.
Just a courtesy visit, then?
Yes. And no. She was en route to the dock.
I may have found the source of the contagion. Doris Fletcher.
Really?
Have you heard of...
No, I don't think so. Except perhaps... It reminds me of an old report from the Brotherhood. Well,
What was it about?
the author, a friar, referred to a rare form of contagion in a skull he observed during the Black Death. The carrier was always female. Called them Icors.
Doris was a heavily mutated skull.
As if the disease had taken...
Yes. Once a beautiful...
Oh, she was a beauty. I met her when she visited the hospital to cheer up the sick. Too bad the fire destroyed her. But it was probably for the best.
How's the situation?
We're still holding out. Question is...
I'll come back.
Always a...
It's locked, all right.
Still standing after this epidemic.
We are.
Cosmic's came here in the first place.
It's locked. Southwark. My departure for France as a promising student. My return as a brilliant surgeon, about to be killed. Transformed.
Safe. Leech spotted! Watch out! No! He's mine! I'll take it! Watch it! It's a killer! Die, vermin! Oh my god! Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Look at it! Shut up, vicious bugger! We have to stop it! An each! He's dead!
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you require...
I'm fine, thank you.
Goodbye, Mr.
Am I really cursed? It would explain some...
Evening, Rufus.
Evening, Mr.
Do you need help?
A real doctor caring about me. That's a first.
A real doctor treats everyone the same.
I don't know what to say, thank you.
So long.
All these whispers of monsters got folk gossiping and scared. It's people they should fear.
Good evening, Mr.
Good evening.
Do you need my...
Unfortunately.
Nobody is immune to...
Well, thank you, Doc.
Goodbye.
Foolish Echo. Crash the filthy bloody leech!
It's one of them! Christ, he's dead!
There's one of them! Get them weapons ready! Find one! Crawl back to the... Die, vermin!
Oh my god!
Your prey is mine now! Give me your blood! I'll send you back in a fucking grave!
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Please... Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. What can I do for you, Doctor?
Your sister seems to believe this miracle elixir business is somehow doing you good.
Loretta believes that keeping busy is what I need.
And is she wrong?
My sister is wrong about almost everything. But as long as she thinks she's in charge, she can be nice.
Here is another page of the formula for the...
Give it to me? Yes.
Why? What is it?
If you find the proof that this treatment for blindness is real, I want to try it. Do you understand? No matter the risks.
Risks? What have you read?
You already know what you need to know. I trust you.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
It ain't human! Kill it! Bloody lick!
It's locked. I cannot enter. It's locked. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Tell me, how do you see the world these days? What can I do
I have found the secret laboratory.
And the author of the diary, did you meet him?
Yeah.
I don't care. Give me the formula, Doctor.
Here it is. But please, be very...
This is what science has always been about, Dr. Reed.
I can't say it's been a pleasure, but we're both...
I have something for you, then. It is the most precious thing...
There is really no need for payment.
Please have it, Dr. Reed. I insist. I'm sure you'll find it more useful than I would.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Let's hit him!
Women die too in this war! Women
Welcome back to the Ascalon Club, Lancebearer. Please.
My hypothesis was correct. Doris Fletcher was the source of the contagion in this part of town. She was probably the first to be infected.
And you cleansed her before the hunters, I've been told. Well done, Dr. Reed. You thrust your lance and pierced the very heart of the...
But some...
The important thing is, we won a major battle.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, I have another task for you. One of the utmost importance. Perhaps even more so...
I'm listening.
It's time for you to perform a most sacred duty for the club. I want you to recruit a new vampire.
Recruit a new vampire?
Not exactly. I want you to make Aloysius Dawson the Ekon he deserves.
I'm sorry.
Are you questioning my...
No. It's just... I'm not sure I'm ready to have another progeny after what happened with my sister.
The rebirth of Aloysius Dawson.
How would you like me to proceed?
Aloysius is waiting for you at the Dawson estate. Once the deed is done, I'll join you there to celebrate.
Before I go, I have a few...
All right.
Why?
Because he is about to die. And he just may be the most influential man in England. After me, of course.
Does he know I'm coming?
He can't wait to become your progeny, Dr. Reed. Especially now that you have shown how strong your lineage is.
Did he?
No, I did. My decision is very recent, to say the least.
How would you like me to proceed?
Don't worry. Aloysius has had many...
So shall I just let him drink?
Yes. Aloysius will gratefully sup on your blood. His heart will slow, then stop. But he will rise again.
Is there...
Our blood alters a mortal body so deeply that some don't...
You invited Lady Ashbury. Wouldn't that be...
Not allowed as members, no. But considering the circumstances, I thought you'd like to have her here to witness...
So it's a temporary admittance, then?
Something of a bargain, considering the Christ...
Goodbye.
Are you all right?
Lord Redgrave has just ordered me to turn Aloysius...
I see. And
I'd like your advice.
the real question here is, why has...
Do you think it's some sort of trap?
Do you really want to know?
I do, yes.
To make an immortal of a soulless...
Should I refuse? Perhaps politely suggest that Lord Redgrave turn the man into a vampire himself.
Don't you dare, my dear. According to what I've recently discovered, his lordship could kill you for even broaching the subject.
Really? Why?
I've recently found proof that the Earl of Bristol is of lesser lineage, and only capable of creating skulls.
Please, tell me more.
As long as you lower your...
What would you have me do about Dawson?
The man is dangerous. Did you know he plans to build a wall to separate the healthy rich from the sickly poor? Do not make him your progeny.
What would you do?
The man's dying already. Let the Reaper...
Are you sure your information about Redgrave is correct? He says he's the progeny of the great knight William Marshall, who lived...
That's a lie. Lord Redgrave is unable to create anything but skulls, if the poor souls survive at all.
How can you be sure the
I made the acquaintance of a most interesting informer while investigating your maker, from whom I learned the truth.
Why so vindictive?
Forgive me, Jonathan, I hate myself for it.
Which is?
He did serve William Marshall. And yes, the blood he covets as a token does truly belong to that legendary knight. But he was never his progeny. His lineage is not so noble.
What would happen if I made
You would add a powerful immortal into a suffering world. An immortal who already craves authority.
Maybe I could teach him control, like you taught me.
Mr. Dawson spent his life searching for a way to cheat death. I'm sure he has spent decades dreaming of...
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye, my dear. Please.
It looks like vampires have to obey Mendel's laws when producing progeny. Powers pass from one generation to another. That's why Dawson wants me to sire him. A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing. It's locked. I should find another way to get into the neighborhood. I think this passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
This is now my domain, young Ekon. You cannot win this. You're